Hey, oh, we got a
Hiya.
lot of users here, right? If anyone watching this, just give us hashtag live, and if you're watching this in replay right now, hashtag replay. So this is
Phew.
back. Apparently we are both entrepreneurs in the same city, in the small town, and
I
so yeah,
know.
yeah. Look back. Tell a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, cool. Cheers, Vico. So, basically, yeah, hey guys, my name's Becca. As you probably know already, I am the founder of the Speed Up Co. Speed Up Co is an outsourcing company, and we source pre-vetted virtual assistants and teams, and then we basically match them up with business owners to optimize and grow really fast, basically. So, we work with entrepreneurs, agencies, business owners, and we just handle all the HR, legal, and back end so that clients just get to focus on delegation and lead and grow. So that's pretty much a background of the outsourcing company. But I kind of started off doing SEO work when I was a little bit younger, and then kind of fumbled upon it again more recently. So yeah, it's been interesting.
Nice. Yeah. It's yeah. I think it's very interesting when we first connect because as an agency owner myself, I think outsourcing
Mm.
and giving work and like delegate the task to someone is very important to actually free up your time,
Mm.
right? So
Yeah, hell
we got a
yeah.
lot of people watching right now. Joe is watching. Jack, what's up? Jack is watching. Back if you want to
Wicked.
see the comment, you have it on your phone, right? And go to the group. You can see everyone in the comment, and maybe
Yeah, I'll
potentially,
jump in the group.
yeah. Just go onto it in the mobile, right?
Yeah,
If you go on mobile and go into the group and find that post, you'll see it. So
wicked.
can everyone see our screen? Everyone can hear us fine. So look, Beck, can you tell us a little bit about your background? What this your business model is very interesting, right? So what sort of get you into the field in
Hmm.
the first place?
So I mean, going from the start, I guess I came from pretty humble beginnings. I grew up in the Barossa Valley. I don't know if you know that about me, Vico. So I grew up in Barossa Valley as
Wow,
a youngster. For those of you that don't know, or if you haven't heard of the Barossa Valley, that's
so
a
drinking
region
wine.
in South Australia.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Oh, yeah, I never appreciated the wine side of things when I was there when I was young, but definitely growing up, yeah. So yeah, I had a pretty wicked country style upbringing, and I grew up with a really supportive family. And I was brought up with the values of nothing comes for free, basically. You know, you work for it in order to get the results. You create the momentum through action. So action equals momentum
hmm
equals results.
hmm
So I had a job. I had a job by the age of 13, but even
wow,
before that, I was always doing like little jobs. You know, it was a little Chinese restaurant down the street from me. But even before that, like I would work my butt off just for $10. Like I would work the full Saturday and the Sunday, and schooling from Monday to Friday, and that's all to get $10. And it wasn't just handed over to me. So I had a
wow.
little job timetable sheet as well, and me and my brother had the responsibility of putting what jobs we wanted to do in there, and so that we could get our pocket money. And I even tried scoring a buck from making cups of teas for my parents in the morning. Like I put
Yeah,
cups of teas there, and they're kind of like, Becca, like that's a random act of kindness. Like you don't get paid to make a cup of tea. And I was like, damn it, it was worth a shot. But
wow.
yeah, even the young me was trying to have that little entrepreneur sort of angle to it. So yeah, and I think I always had that fierce determination in me from a young age to learn as well. So yeah, started off like pretty fierce as a kid, and then I got to high school and I got into the party scene, basically. The drugs, the alcohol, hardcore partying. I chose having fun and being numb over development and going anywhere with intention. It was a lot of self-sabotaging,
hmm
toxicity,
Yeah,
not so pleasant situations transitions as
Yeah.
well. I guess luckily, like this phase didn't last long for me.
Mhm.
I went in pretty hard and got it out of my system. And then yeah,
Yeah.
I spent the next few years, looking for the next best thing, my purpose, what I wanted to do with life. And as you know as well, I ended up living in Thailand for 4 years, and that's where I did
Wow.
a lot of growth and development as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, in this time, I battled with a lot of my own limiting beliefs and my self confidence,
Yeah.
and had some serious mental health plummets as well. And throughout all of this, I ended up falling into a nursing career. So um, did a nursing career, got a couple of bachelors, and then I did a postgrad as well in mental health nursing. And then I worked for 3 years in mental health nursing. And by the last year, I was probably the most depressed and the lowest that I had ever been, and just felt quite soulless with what I was doing. Like there was no oomph in it. It felt purposeless, and that you were disposable, and which is kind of true in the healthcare industry because you're so like easily replaceable. It's just the nature of it, right?
Yeah.
So I had some struggles with depression and mindset, and was finding it hard to kick. And yeah, I guess I always had a yearning for something more, and felt like there was more there for me. So I just started to do a little bit of exploration into what other path can I go down. And I'd mucked around with like SEO when I was a kid as well, when I was a teenager. I
Yeah.
always had these funky ideas, man. Like I was making, when I was in Thailand, I was making like a hemp material bags, and trying to build websites for that. And then I had like a blogging recipe website, and so I was messing around with SEO and some marketing stuff around then. And I guess I came back to that more recently. So I came back to like SEO and web building and lead generation, that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
about 12 months ago now. But this time I had a coach and I had guidance, and I had a little bit more direction. So, and it pretty much changed my life. And I got really serious about it 12 months ago. So,
Wow.
the beginning was of this creation in the digital world was all fun and games, but it came to a point where there was serious expansion with the amount of action that I was taking as well. So it's not the easy route to be an entrepreneur. Like if for the listeners here, the chances are that you're walking this path as well, or you're at least paving the way towards it. It's not for the faint-hearted. So I think I value my time so much as well, and I want to create as much of it as what I possibly can. So having an automated, business is the goal.
Yeah.
So having more freedom, I think. And
Yeah.
Vico, that's pretty much what you're about as well with your
Yeah.
CRM, which
Yeah.
is wicked. I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of how I fell into the outsourcing world. I created an outsourcing company, and while I do like digital marketing on the sides, we sell lead gen and custom sites and like a bit of white label stuff. The main gig now is helping basically progressive business owners and entrepreneurs to optimize their business through hiring pre-vetted virtual assistants. And yeah, I kind of just love like the team building side of things as well. Like I
Yeah.
started off as the recruitment manager, and then I recruited my recruitment manager, who I have now, and he's been an absolute godsend to the company, and we love working together, and we have fun creating a really positive culture as well, and people that work for. We've got about almost 30 on our team now, and everyone's like pumped.
Wow.
And we've created a really happy culture for everyone to rock up to, and it's very inclusive, and welcoming. So yeah, I love the team building side, and I guess that's where I kind of fell in with my passion, and that's what I'm following. So, and it's worked out well so far.
Yeah, yeah, it's all about that team culture and that team building and that community, right? That's what I
Yeah.
love about business as well. But I feel like I know you like your whole life now, from the age of 13 until now. It's very sort of a roller coaster up and down for you, and I think it's
Yeah.
the same for everyone. And
Yeah.
we all went through that phase where we are teenager, high school, and all that stuff. Very, very
Yeah.
interesting. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I 100% agree that business is all about freedom. It's not about, that
Yeah.
hustle, like 80 or 90-hour work week. It's like entrepreneur doesn't translate to 80 or 90-hour work week. It just
Yeah.
doesn't equal
Yeah.
that.
It's
And,
bollocks. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Look, I'm just having my phone on the post right now. It's like blank screen. Do you see?
Mm.
Can you guys see us right now? Can you see the screen? I'm seeing blank screen on my phone right now.
Oh no! All right, I'm
Can
jumping
you
on
go
it as
can you
well.
go on your mobile phone and check this post? If you're watching this right
Yeah.
now, guys, if you can't see us, that would have been all for nothing. If this is yeah, could be an
Someone's
internet.
tagged live. I can see that much.
Can you see the video
Um,
of us talking right
I
now?
it's just loading at the moment. It's a
Yeah,
wee bit slow.
yeah.
Uh,
So it has to
um,
be like strong internet from both ends, from my end and your end. Um,
uh-huh.
oh, Pascal say yes. Hey man, can you watch us? Can you see us live? All right. Yeah, he says all good, so we can continue. It's
Oh, wicked. Yeah, I can see
can
it
you see
now.
it? Can you see?
Yeah, 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 I can.
Oh, my phone is just it's just my phone then.
Yeah, yeah.
False alarm. Sorry guys.
Now it's your phone that's drunk, Vicar. You were saying my phone was drunk the other day. I needed to
All right.
charge
Yeah.
it.
Look, let's get to the sweet spot. Why we all here right
Yeah.
now? I'm very interested to know how she able to scale her business from 5K to 25K per month in 6 weeks. That's crazy.
Mm,
Oh God,
yeah.
like that's a 500% increase. That's 5x.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's pretty bonkers. Yeah.
in a month, in over a month, all
Yeah.
organic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No paid
tell us
ads, no nothing.
tell us your secret sauce. Tell us your secret sauce.
Yeah, cool. So I think like one of the points that I had, was I wanted to cover like the top three reasons that I see digital marketers and social media businesses failing, right? So, like the first one I want to talk about, it's it might be a little bit cliche, but it's so freaking powerful, and it's like challenging your limiting beliefs. And this is where I started right from the start, and this is what got me to where I am now. This like without actual this thing here, it's I wouldn't be where I am right now. So I think we've all grown up, and you can agree, Vico, we've all grown up to conditioning to some extent, right?
Mhm.
Including our money stories, our parents' money stories, all these expectations, all these beliefs,
Yeah, that's
that
Asian family. That's Asian family. The
yeah.
money.
Dude, yeah, my
Yeah.
my partner, she's Thai, and so all
Mm.
the money stories,
Yeah.
it's ubiquitous, right?
Yeah.
We live in a society where, for the most part, we're all marched to the same beat, following the same routine, the same curriculum, yeah. Deterred from anything alternative, great that might be great because it's deemed the unsafe route, right? It's like when you're in high school, you've got like 10 minutes to choose what you want to do for the rest of your life and go to uni and study it, right? So
Yeah.
imagine if our strengths were fostered in school, and by our caregivers, we would have an entire generation of entrepreneurs, growth mindset people, right? Free
Yeah.
thinkers and go-getters. So yeah, I guess that's why it's up to us to take radical responsibility by constantly questioning our own thoughts and our own beliefs. And you can start by asking yourself what your strongest limiting belief is. Like, what is the one thing that's stopping you from moving forward to take more action, for example.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
might think I want to scale my agency, but I don't have enough clients yet, right? Well, that's
Mhm.
not the limiting belief. You got to like dive a little deeper, like what's stopping you from getting more clients, right?
Mm.
Picking up the phone and prospecting, maybe.
Mm.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm not good on the phone, and with sales, well,
Yeah.
so I just don't do it. And it's like, well, why aren't you good at it? And you might say, I lose my words. Well, why do you lose your words? And it's most likely because you don't believe in your product. And why don't you believe in your product? Probably because you don't believe in yourself and your abilities, and that's where your limiting belief lies. Yeah. So it's getting to the core of it and challenging it, and question like, how is it protecting you as well? Does it make you feel safe and comfortable and out of harm's way? And what new belief would serve you better as well? Knowing that you are enough and totally capable, right? And then you create this new belief for yourself that will serve you better. You tell yourself this, right? You affirm
Yeah.
it, and it becomes a part of you and your conviction, right? By affirming it. And when you start to consciously do this, you watch as everything else unfolds and comes to you as well. You literally open up so many doors of opportunities just by like questioning your core inner beliefs, because what you say you want and what you actually believe in the core is not always congruent. And so it's really, really important to get clear with that. So, it's our responsibility to recognize these limiting beliefs and challenge them, to start feeding your mind with new and invigorating, progressive thoughts as well. So, there's always going to be doubts creeping in and self-limiting beliefs and whatnot. And I guess my point is, you don't have to know like exactly where you're going to get started either. You just start, and the going comes after, right? Everything always falls into place. So just with this one thing, I've transformed my life by facing the limiting beliefs and challenging these mofos as well, right? And affirming it. It becomes a part of your identity. So that's probably like my first thing that I see a lot of with agencies as well, and just people in general. Like we've all got our stuff there. It's just about whether we choose to address it or not.
Yeah, so I totally agree that it's all about mindset. I think I heard someone say this, that business is like 75% mindset and like 5% skill. It's just try and fail. And most people that I've seen is all about procrastination. They it's always something. I have a kid. I have a job. Something always come up. And it's totally agree. Keep questioning that limited belief, and it's sort of like a sort of what's that word? Manifestation, something like that.
Manifestation,
I'm still learning on that vocabulary. So but in terms of Facebook organic marketing, do you have any tip for us, people watching right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I guess that probably will, like, the other thing that I see is like lack of branding with so many digital agencies. Like, they've got a logo and they might have a bit of branding, but for the most part, there is a lack of branding and there is a lack of consistent messaging to the right target market as well. Like companies and businesses are focused on building products rather than brands. And, a product is something made in a factory, whereas a brand is something made in the mind, right? So to be successful today, you have to build brands and not just products. And you build brands by using positioning strategies and starting with a good name and tagline as well. When you have a clear and consistent voice brand and style, across all your posts as well, you're going to be able to connect with people more. And that's really what people are looking for in this day and age. They're looking for intimacy, for connection. Like, people don't want to talk to robots. You can actually notice on market. It's funny. So, it works sometimes. Bots do have their place as well. But when it comes to actual like client relationships, you need that connection, which you're great at, Vico. You're killer at that. And if you look at, this is something I know that I don't watch much TV, right? But I was watching TV, there was a few adverts that were, coming up, and what they're doing now, if you look at these marketing strategies, it's obviously all over socials, but you can see like just people like with their phone up and taking selfies and taking videos, and it's like real authentic human, people connections. And this is what people are connecting more with, seeing the real you, seeing the authentic you. So humanizing your brand is one way for you to distinguish yourself from your competitors, as something more special and valuable, other than what you're offering, obviously. Okay. So, like Vico, you see my posts, I drop some swear words here and there, and I use slang, and I go against like all this grammar shit that we're taught when we're older, like full stop, capital letter, don't go to the next line, and use and. You can't use and like with a capital A, because that's, grammatically incorrect. It's like that goes, that's just, if you've done any copywriting stuff, that people don't connect with that like rigidity, right? With being like all uniform. So you got to loosen up a little bit and like show who you are really as a person as well, and let that shine through, because that's what people are interested in, and that's what they relate to, and that's what builds up trust with them as well.
It's 2020. What you said about like all that structure, all that grammar, it probably worked in the 90s, but now it's a different generation where But I do believe in human contact is very, very important. What we do is automation, and our automation we try to make it as personalized as possible. But that's another story. But people watching right now, anyone who have question for Beck, anyone who have question for Beck, Beck also having something for us to take away from this interview, right? If you stick to the end, you know, she gonna give something. What would you give away again, Beck? Just tell us.
Yeah, so basically, you need to stick around to the end because I'm going to go through the strategies of the giveaway that I'm going to give. So the giveaway is literally like some copy and paste posts,
Wow.
which is how I've organically, and it's going to have examples and stuff in there as well that links to my post so that you can get like a really solid idea. But you know, this is how I've grown organically, and you know, I don't have like a huge Facebook group either. I've got 250 people in there. It doesn't have to be thousands of people. You can leverage over and over again and really add value to the clients that you might already have as well. So this is, I'm going to be giving the copy and paste posts. But if you stick to the end, then I will give you like in-depth the strategies and what each post means as well. So it's going to give
Wow.
it context so that you can take this away and you can recycle this stuff, guys. Like this isn't rocket science. Like this is
Yeah.
really easy stuff.
Yeah.
If you know how to talk to your audience and their pain point, and you know your ideal customer as well.
Yeah, 100% agree. I think the hardest thing about organic marketing is that you have to write content and post stuff like consistently. That's because like you know it's free, like because you don't pay you don't pay for any paid ad. But I think
Yeah,
that will be a killer for people who try to do organic marketing. You know, yeah, would be
yeah,
a fantastic
definitely.
giveaway.
Like if you're looking, you know, if you've got the setup there and the system to scale hard, then yeah, hell yeah, like
Yeah,
throw some ads in and put some money into it, right? But if you know, like I said, you know, a lot of entrepreneurs, and you know, we're starting from nothing basically. We're a startup, right? We don't have like thousands and thousands of dollars
yeah,
to you know start the campaign basically. So organic's like a really effective way to go.
yeah,
And most importantly, Vico, and all the listeners here, it creates like you might think, oh, I'm not going to start posting like you know, no, I don't have enough people on my page, or I've got none of my ideal clients. And this is where you need to get into the mindset of converting your socials for business, right? So
yeah,
like all the friends and family I have on Facebook, cool. If you want to keep me as a friend and you don't get pissed off with all the posting I'm doing, that's fine, right? But
yeah,
otherwise, I don't give a flying saucer because the people
yeah,
that I have on there are people for business and my ideal customers, and
yeah,
I'm marketing to them. So you know, and marketing in such a way that's going to filter out the tire kickers,
yeah,
you know, because people just want freebies as well, right? So you don't
yeah,
want the people that are just tire kickers. You want you know real people that are going to give you money, and you get to do that through this posting by crafting your posts in such a way that filters out those people and brings the people that like literally I wake up to inboxes most days of people asking about my services and wanting to give me
wow.
their money.
Hundred
Yeah,
percent, 100%. Look, guys,
yeah,
this is a killer. If you guys want a script, make sure you say hashtag script in the comment. Hashtag script. Make sure you let us know. And if you find this post, you know, yeah, if you find this post, you know, giving heaps of value, just give us, you know, a 7 in the comment and smash that emoji and that reaction button. So the Facebook
yes,
AI will promote this post to the other people in the group, right? I want to make sure
yeah,
that other people get to see it as well.
yeah.
Look, so before we're gonna wrap this up, right? Just have a few questions I have in mind. What is the most common struggle that you know your current client is facing right now? What's the most common struggle? Because I'm saying you know that struggle would be you know I think the people who are watching this right now can relate to that.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest struggles, I mean, I've kind of gone over it already, and I guess it's the
Yeah,
consistent branding and the positioning. But I guess more so, I guess the biggest struggle is people spending so much of their time prospecting. Right, so they're on the phone, they're cold calling, they're sending out all these emails. They just feel like they're constantly prospecting and maybe not getting like warm enough leads to make it worth it, to make it worth their while, right?
yeah,
And that's why like the social media leveraging really comes in and is really so powerful. So if you've got that consistent branding and that positioning online and you're creating that historical timeline, have you heard of Pareto's law, Vico?
yeah. It's
Pareto's law, the
80
80
20
20.
percent. Yeah,
Yeah, so this is pretty much like social media management. So if you're putting in 20% of the effort, like you might spend half an hour or an hour a day on creating some posts, and you're getting 80% of the income from these posts.
Yeah.
So if we've got some time for it, like I can jump in and talk and cover a few of there's four or five types of posts that I do, and I'm happy to go through these real quick, and it's what's included in the giveaway as well. Do we have time for that, Vico?
Yeah. Definitely have time. Do you want to share a screen or something?
Yeah, I could do actually.
Yeah, we'll actually
Can
get you to share a screen. Pascal said, thanks for the live guy. Nice to meet you, Becca. So,
yo
yes, make a new
Pascal.
friend.
You
Right.
all right?
So, Joe is watching. Hey, what's up, Joe? Mohammed. Hey, Mohammed. Ross is also watching. Guys, yes, do give us a 7 if you find it's valuable, and just make the Facebook AI, promoting this post to the other people in the group.
Yeah, definitely. All right, I'll share my notes with you so we can go over it. Share
Is
screen.
it sharing screen right now? I can't see it.
To
Do
share
you
your
know how to do
screen,
it?
please. Oh, it's gonna be a bumhole and ask me to. It's asking me to install a Chrome extension. I can just talk through it if you want.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
I can drop some notes about it for anyone that's interested to pursue it and give it a crack as well. I mean,
yeah.
it's so I guess it's going to be talking about consistent branding and like the positioning side of things. So if you're posting for the sake of posting, like this is like throwing money, aka time, in the wind, right? So we want to position ourselves as an expert in the broader sense, and that's what the whole point is. So and there is a psychological way to position yourself, so that people connect and relate to it as well. And this is how I've grown my business from being in the negative to being where I am now, basically, to having and it's residual. It's 25K residual every month, and it just keeps on growing, all organically, no paid ads. So there's so much power in leveraging social media, and it's free. So if you're not doing it, you should be doing it. And if you're thinking about doing it, like this is going to help you to give you some strategy how to do it properly. Okay, because it's all about the strategy. Even if you're running ads for your agency business, the first things potential clients are going to suss out. They're going to stalk you on your socials. They're going to see what you're about. They're going to go to your Facebook page, or maybe you do some promotion on your personal page, and they're going to see what you're about. I do this before I buy any product or invest in anything. I'm going to check out the person first, right? Because I
Yeah,
don't want to work with someone, if I can't relate to them, and then I find out later down the track that they might not do business with integrity, right? And that's what this posting is going to do. So if strategy is really important. So you don't just want to make noise. You want to make it into music, into a dance. Okay, so
yeah.
I'm going to tell you the strategies, and so we've got four types of posts, yeah, and these will get people to like, know, and trust you. Like I said, you can cycle these over a 7-day period, and you can recycle this content as well. You just use it with a different picture, so it doesn't look repetitive, or you change a few of the words. Doesn't take like so long to do this stuff. It's really quite simple. Let me see where I'm going to start. I'm just having a look at my notes here, Vico. Give me a second.
Hey, Shin is watching. What's up, Shin? So, yep, there's 4 type of posts. So that 4 type of posts is gonna be in the giveaway, right? In the script that
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna sign up. All right, cool.
Yep,
I'm
these are
so
in this.
excited. I
So,
can't.
so, so
Make sure you do it once a
yeah.
week as well.
Hell yeah. Well, I read your post, Vicar, and I'm like, he's got some of this knowledge, I reckon, because you're all over it. I love it. Like
Yeah.
the like. So the 4 types of posts is a like, no trust post, and I'll cover this in a second. A like, no trust post, an authority post, a content slash philosophy slash point of view post, and then the last one is a I said results already, didn't I? The last one is an authority post. Okay, so a like no trust post is this shows the essence of who you actually are, right? It's a bit of vulnerability. So you're being vulnerable with
Mm-hmm.
your audience. So it might be a
Yeah.
story of what's gotten you to where you are, a transformational post. Much like I did when I came on and started talking with you guys straight
Yeah.
up. Like I gave you a bit of my background, how I grew up, I got into the party scene, blah, 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 right? I'm telling you and being vulnerable and telling you parts about myself, and it makes it more relatable. So, telling people your struggles and how you overcame it and how you're coping, that, that gives them like a ding, ding, ding of, like,
Mm-hmm.
this person gets me as well. Okay. So it's allowing to
Yeah.
see people that you're human, and it positions you as likable. So those that are experiencing that resonate, right?
Yeah.
So that's the first type of post, is a like no trust.
Yeah.
The content post, or the philosophy point of view, right? So this post is most efficient when it's repelling and triggering. So being polarizing with your audience. So when you're doing this type of post, you want to ask, or you want to answer at least 2 or 3 questions, and they are who it's for. So who's this post for? Who it's not for, right?
Yeah.
So for example, you might say, and this is what gets you to the clients that you want. So if you're saying, you come in with a stabbing one-liner and say, something like, the world's ending and it's not from COVID or something, right? You grab their
Yeah.
attention, you go in and you say, look, if you're the kind of person that likes to stay in comfort, and you don't like adventure, or if you don't like to take responsibility, then this isn't for you, right?
Yeah.
So you're automatically calling out those tire kickers, right?
Yeah.
You could, and this is the polarizing part, right?
Yeah.
You could come in and say, if you're the kind of person that's just there for freebies, and you don't contribute anything, then this ain't for you, right? So you're calling them out straight away, and
Yeah.
then you go into your message, and you craft your content, and you put your message in there, and then you're calling out the people that you do want to work with as well throughout the post. So you're kind of sprinkling these things in there, so it's filtering out who you don't want to work with and who you do want to work with. And you say, if you're the kind of person that's driven, and you're sharp, and you show up, then yeah, like, keep reading, because I've got some stuff for you, right? And then you weave your message in there. So the content post is, this is deliberately repelling a certain demographic of humans, okay, because they're not your ideal client.
Yeah.
So, and this is just your opportunity to get there. You give a bit of your opinion as well. So I've got examples of that, because this might be a little bit hard, or you might think it's tricky to wrap your head around. But when you see the example posts that I've given in the giveaway as well, then you'll be like, oh, like, it's actually like pretty straightforward, and you just follow that, and you get better at it with practice as well. That's the content post. Make it polarizing. Call out who
Mm-hmm.
you want to work with, who
Yeah.
you don't want to work with, and you can also put in there, a problem that you can solve for them as well. So like, get to their pain point as well.
Yeah.
So the third post is a authority post. So authority post might be like, if you have gone to and worked with Tony Robbins or Wim Hof, or someone who's influential, right? Posting a picture of that, posting a picture of you on stage, and then talking about like what your experience is with something, and then referring back to that. Posting or referring, like, you sometimes with my authority posts, right? Because I don't like generally get up on stage for my type of work, not yet anyway. So throughout my authority posts, like, I'll give a bit of my viewpoint on something, and then I sprinkle authority in there with like a quote from Grant Cardone, or a quote from someone influential, right? That supports what I'm saying. And so that's an authority post, right? So you're sprinkling authority throughout, and then you anchor yourself as the person of influence with this. So it sets you apart as the expert in your field from other people, right?
Yeah. It could be also, sorry to cut you off. It could be also like a screenshot of your result. Like if you run an ad agency, like a screenshot of your result. It don't have to be a picture of you physically as a person. In your case, I would say the one that resonated with me is a screenshot of you and like your team in a Zoom meeting, like 10 of them. If people know that your team is like 20 people, You gotta have
Mm.
something, to, it's a lot of
Yeah.
mouth to feed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it could be a photo of you, it could be a screenshot of result, right? Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, definitely. That's kind of like the next post I was going to go into actually and speak
oh
into is the results. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
yeah,
all over it, Vico. You're all over it.
yeah,
So yeah, and then the fourth type of post is like a result, and so that would be the screenshots of feedback from clients or screenshotting a review or something like that, or
yeah,
Vico with your testimonials that you get and like the stories that you do. It gets me every time, and then you get to the end of the story and you're like, if you're
yeah,
this far, then you need to do this, and I'm like, damn, Vico, like you're so good at this, right? But it's like giving that proof of what you've done, like of your services. So if you're a digital agency, then like reach out to some of your existing clients if you haven't already, and just ask for their feedback. And that's also great for the customer journey because you're showing that you care about them and you care about what their what their opinion is as well. And once you ask them, what they think about your services, I mean, hopefully they're not bad mouthing it. Sometimes they will, which is great, and you can
yeah,
take from that as well, right? That's just
yeah,
an opportunity to improve.
yeah,
But out of the clients that you have, there's going to be someone that's like friggin' awesome, like I love what you do, blah blah blah.
yeah,
If there's not, then you've got some work to do there as well, right? But
yeah,
you have those testimonials, have those screens. If you've got team members already, if you've got like virtual assistants that you're working with, or somebody else that you're working with, like I get my team, like my Ronnie, who's the head of recruitment, he's always telling me I love my job, like the speed up code is friggin' awesome, and he loves what he does, and I love that so much.
yeah,
And that's because I show up as me, my authentic self, and that ripples out as well. And because he's my head guy, his whole attitude and his whole being ripples out through all our guys as well. So that's why we're like a pretty happy company, and we all love working with each other. But getting that feedback from my team, like I'll screenshot sometimes what they say to me. I'll say, I love my job. Like this is what like my team members are saying to me. This is wicked, right? And
yeah,
then that's showing my audience that hey, we've got an awesome culture, and we're onto something here, and we're
yeah,
positive, we're happy, and people want to be around positive, lively, happy people.
yeah,
It's fun and it's playful. So that's the fourth type of post, and throughout all of these posts, right? So the authority, the results, the content, and the like, no trust. You want to sprinkle through some CTAs, your call to actions. Okay, so
yeah,
and your call to action might be something like join my Facebook group,
mm-hmm,
or DM me, or a short request of some sort, right? So
yeah,
put it at the end of a content piece as well.
yeah,
If you've ever got a request, or if you're ever asking a question, put it at the end. And just so you know as well, with certain content pieces, using the word comment below or comments, or that kind of thing, it like screws up the algorithms of Facebook a little bit as well. So you want to play with words a little bit. You'll see in my posts, I'll say drop a line below, right? So it's got that same content text of comment below, but I'm not using that word comment because I know that can sometimes get blocked, and
okay,
and not be good for the algorithms basically. So
okay,
just playing with it a little bit,
yeah,
and yeah, you got to have your call to actions in there as well. So if you do
yeah,
some really compelling authority post, right,
yeah,
and say, hey, like, are you, and don't say are you interested, say curious.
yeah,
Curious is like, it's not so, it doesn't feel so salesy. Like interested, I think, has a bit of a bad rap now. So if you say curious to know more, like give me a message,
yeah,
and that's, I think, a little bit more inviting for people to reach out to you as well. So so those are the four posts plus a CTA that I use, and I
yeah,
use them and recycle those. Okay,
yeah,
I've got a couple of social media managers and an analyst that helps me to manage this as well. But I started doing this by myself, so you can certainly do this by yourself.
yeah,
And if it's just a matter of writing the content and scheduling. So there's
yeah.
definitely room to do this for everyone.
Yeah, I think it's very important that most people don't realize is that they are afraid to use the same content. And
Mm,
like, look, guys, if you have like
yeah.
thousand or hundred of friend requests per
Mm,
day, only
mm,
only the new people are gonna see your content. The old people are just gonna get
mm.
pushed back if they haven't
Yep.
engaged. That is
Yep.
Facebook AI. That's Facebook algorithm. That's Facebook rules,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yep.
plus, even my recycle period is a 1 month, so I have 1 month worth of things. But
Yep.
yeah, most people, they don't look at you closely. No one is actually, even your lawyers customer.
Mm.
I think no one gonna follow every post you
Mm.
see. They just scroll
Exactly.
past
Yeah.
it. So it's
Exactly.
100% no problem to reuse it. And like Becca
Yeah.
said, just change the picture and change the
Yeah.
title of it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And yeah, no one's keeping tabs, are they, Vico? Like no
yeah,
one's being
yeah,
like, oh my God, like Vico's like mentioned about his Vicalize app like 5 times. And it's like you have to be repetitive, right?
yeah,
You gotta
yeah,
be a little bit repetitive, but
yeah,
also mix it up and throw some new value in there as
yeah,
well. But most certainly like take advantage of recycling that
yeah,
content. Like you said, Vico, like people aren't keeping tabs on what posts we've done, and it's like, oh,
yeah,
Becca's done for like no trust this week and I haven't seen it. No one knows that stuff. We know that,
yeah.
right? That's
There's
our
no
strategy,
police.
but no
There's no
one's,
police.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No one's clicking onto that. So,
Yeah. Look, yeah, so all of that four post type of content going to be, written down for you in a Google
mm-hmm.
Doc somewhere, and she's gonna give this out. Make sure that
Yeah,
you doing a hashtag replay, hashtag script, contribute to this community, and yeah. So and Beck is in the group. Make sure that you get in touch with her. Also, she also have her own Facebook group. We're just gonna link that in the
yeah,
comment as well, right? Her own Facebook group. So let's get to the live Q&A. Anyone is, right now watching, 3 people is watching.
cool.
Anyone have a live Q&A? But can you see the comment? Anyone?
Um, I'm just trying to jump on now. I can see myself. What do we got here? Yes, copy. Can't see any comments coming through.
Yeah, I mean, you have to look at your mobile. In here, they just said Facebook user. But anyway, it's
Right?
been 40 minutes now. We better wrap this up. And yep, if
Wicked.
you guys watching this, hashtag replay, hashtag script, and we'll get in touch with you in the comment. All right?
Woo! All right. See ya.
All right. See ya.